What's up, guys? trying to actually find something. Shopify earnings. I don't see them. Yeah, someone's asking me for Shopify. Let me turn all this crap off. All right, what's up? What's up, guys? Let's get some likes. We're watching. Like it. What's up, Daryl? What's up, there? What's up, Brad? Brad, get on futures, man. Get on them futures. All right. Big day. FOMC. We also have wholesale inventories, durable goods, pending home sales at 10, crude oil at 10:30, and then FOMC. I have a lot of. You pop out the chat. Pat chat. All right. Sweet. Yeah. You'll make some good money on FOMC. Just use MNQ because I'm using MNQ because the volatility on everything else is gonna be crazy. So let's go over what happened yesterday, or let's look at the broad picture on ES. Let me make sure I shouldn't be muted because they're responding. Overall, oh, that was the short right there. Damn. Right there. We have a drop. We based gap down drop. We come back up to this point, 39.67, where we touch it, we drop. I'm telling you, supply and demand, guys, pretty solid. Just gotta know when not to use it. Kind of trending days like the other day where we're just selling off all day. You just kind of sit back and relax. Yesterday at open was kind of just a sit back and relax because we just had that sell off. But main thing yesterday, we had kind of this 6 o'clock. I love like moves at like 6 and 3, big moves, because you're able to use supply and demand there. And then so you just use your supply here down, and look at this. It's one touch there, 730. 830 is where I would have shorted. Let that drop. Why, like futures, you put your short here at 39.58 and your risk is 39.63. That's pretty good risk to reward. Yesterday, that was pretty much it on yesterday. Not the craziest NQ. Pre-market, we did this 12.253, which was, resistance here, support. And when we were just hovering above it, and you could tell once we broke below that, we tapped it here at 9. Right at open, we broke below. We came up and actually tested it. Look at that beautiful test. And then a continuation down. We had a good, decent sell-off. Had a good futures play. A lot of bear flags. We had a bear flag here with a breakdown. And then, of course, Google misses and Microsoft had the slowest earnings and the market pumps just because they thought they would do a lot worse, which is always strange. So we'll go through. Let's go ahead and chart up our supply and demands. And then, at the end, we'll talk about Fomc. Right here, we have, if we're watching yesterday's lows, especially with SPY, 390 held very well. Definitely watch 390. Something's moving, it's bothering me. 390 held very well. So, if we do have the breakdown of 390, definitely watch that. We could possibly, see some more downside. So, ES was 39.13. I thought we would see 3,900. If you go to our 45, we were just watching this. Well, before we had this charted up, this was a beautiful, beautiful short. I think Brad was saying head and shoulders right there. Yeah, but it is just because head and shoulders, you work for, you get your higher high, and then you're bouncing this trend line. Every time this trend line touches, it gets weaker and weaker. And then, what I look for is, are we going to create a new high here? If not, we should fall through. That's the way I look at it. But, that's what a head and shoulders is. That was beautiful. We also had take this last pivot. Tell, once we broke through these pivots for good shorts, but we're kind of able to be saved by this little tiny supply and demand here. 45-minute. Right at noon, the self was strong. 45-minute, look at that, touch to the penny right here. $20 points up. Came down, touched it all again, pushed up with earnings. QQQ call after hours was pretty solid. And I'll show you what I saw on that in a little bit. But let's go ahead and mark up our supply and demand. So we're keeping that one. See, we're at the bottom. So we do get down here, we could see some more bids coming in where we pushed up from earnings. But the main thing today is, FOMC is going to trump everything no matter what. you're going to have whatever happens to FOMC is going to, there's no point of TA with FOMC. I'll see people post on Twitter, we bounced here because it was the 20 EMA on the 30-minute. No, we bounced because of FOMC. So what I like to do is kind of preserve your capital going into FOMC, because FOMC is going to be your main money maker today, guys. I mean, if you have lower buying power, I'll wait for FOMC, and we could go over what my game plan, which is the safest one. Of course, there's more better money making ones, better, but I like mine because mine's safe. Okay. NQ, I'm not going to chart up. VIX did a gap up. VIX gap down, which is very interesting going into FOMC. We had a nice push from VIX yesterday. Seeing the market down. We had 26 calls for middle of next month. Had a good $75, $50 average out on that one. Pretty solid there. So a lot of these tickers, you're going to watch kind of yesterday's lows, because that's where a lot of things pushed. A lot of volume came in. And so that's what you kind of want to watch today. Apple, look at that. 2 hour, huge push up, base pushed up. We came down with that sell off from news. We were able to pop from that base here. Eventually, we did break through because that pop from the base was not strong, because it needed to break that pivot. So we were able to break through, and then so you look for the next one right here. Nice little pop. But yeah, definitely watch. If stocks are able to pass yesterday's lows, we could see weakness. But also, FOMC. So I'm just gonna go quickly through these. AMD kind of seems like we're flagging here. I see a possible breakout today. See what it looks like with regular hours. Yeah, a decent flag going. Nice push up flag. I'm really not gonna do supply and demand on a lot of these. I'm not really playing anything till FOMC. I'm just gonna do futures. Amazon, man, we had this beautiful short up here. I think it went 140%, but yesterday showed you watch that 118 pivot, which was this previous resistance here. You can tell on our move up, we broke above, we retested it, and then we had a huge push up. So what we do yesterday, we broke below, we bounced on our initial triangle. Look at that beautiful test of that 118, and then we had more downside. Dark pool came in yesterday, 230 million towards close. They are probably gonna sell it open. But main thing is watch that 118 pivot. Kind of, if we could break above yesterday's highs, kind of do like that, and then go fill that gap. That'd be a good play. The decision is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern. So the rate decision is 2 p.m. Eastern, and then Powell comes on and talks at 2:30 p.m. So that's why you usually have two different reactions to it, because Powell comes on. I always say Powell could kill your dog and make you smile about it. He always puts you down in the good ways. Google could have been a beautiful, nice short yesterday. I mean, we got puts up here last week. Should have swung. I need to start getting my swings back. Like everything I see based on TA, I go a week out and swing. It's pretty good. But Google missed, which was very surprising. But a lot of people thought they would miss a lot more. Look at that. But right here is your supply right here. We push down. Where do we hit Google? Right there. We have another supply here. And then where we hit on Google at the high. So, TA still works sometimes. Meta was actually a decent swing right here. I actually thought they had earnings after hours, that's why I didn't really look into it. But we had nice trendline bounce. This stock is bouncing from demands pretty well. Previous demand here, we bounce. Previous demand here, we bounce. Bouncing really nice from demands. We had a nice breakout from that 172 area here, and then just sold off with just news, and it's just been selling off since. So earnings, I don't know. Earnings can go either way. Just like, earnings, everybody is just a coin flip. It all depends on it's yeah, it has something to do with their revenue, but investors look for the future. They want to invest in what companies want to do in the future. But a lot of companies are not showing their guidance. They're not guiding very well. And then they guide and then they miss their own guidance. Or I think they estimate based on the guidance. It's all who knows. You can tell a lot of people who made big money last earnings season with Netflix and Amazon aren't really doing so well this one. Doesn't always work. But Microsoft, man, we caught this put up here. I'm telling you, this thing ran like 300% last week. We got this week's, I think 250 put. Beautiful. Still holding this triangle though. This is very interesting. NVIDIA. Nothing special. Still just slowly. We do have this downtrend. Looks like it wants to break today. So I'd watch 172 on NVIDIA. Kind of my thing. You can tell resistance here. Support here. Kind of a resistance yesterday. If we're able to break above, if we do have like a little Powell push, which normally we do, we have a little push into Powell because it's just the way it is, the Powell push. I could watch that 172 area. That's probably going to be my main watch today. That just looks really good. And Tesla, that cannot hold that 829 wick above. Next day, pre-market couldn't even get to it. Sold off, actually bounced from its triangle. Kind of what NASDAQ did. I'll show NASDAQ if I could show it. But Tesla still want to wait for that IV to still continue down. NASDAQ, it's triangle. Let's see if I still have it. I actually could show it on MNQ because I think I did it on that one. Because I don't have any lines. There's that previous triangle. There. This seems like a typical pattern. You have this bounce here. We come down, touch this one, then we have a bounce here. But then we don't always make it down. It seems like when we do that, we always break out. So always keep that on watch. All right, so FOMC. Let's just go look at previous FOMCs, okay? We have June 15th right here. I want to change the time, but don't mess it up. June 15th, 14, our initial reaction was down. And then when Powell talked, we apparently pushed. Okay, so what I like to do is I'm going to change the time. It's going to mess it all up. on, what is it? I have these all written down. June 15th. There you go. So this is my safe way. So at here's our kind of slowly. This one we didn't really pump. We could just chop till Powell. So people who have taken these alerts, we've done really well. Last one, I think we went. Last one wasn't that good, but this one was. They all profit. What I do is take 1% each direction. So we close here, we take 1% up, and then I'm going to take 1% down. So based on this, I'm looking for SPY to push to either like 380 and 373. So let me find what I actually had. I deleted it from there. I got to find a different channel. So this was. Actually, don't have this one up. We'll do the next one based on this, but SPY, 1% to the upside, 1% to the downside. So at here, I'd grab a 380 call and like a 373 put. If you could risk more, I'd get closer to the money. And then what I like to do is either watch, most of the times, more times than not, you're going to have this. Either that or you're going to have this. So when we get to one line, when we get down here, we're going to sell our puts and just ride our calls. If we pop first, we're going to sell our calls and ride our puts down. If we do just go straight up, you set your calls and we just continue up. You want to do the math on where you need to cut your put to break even on the play, just as a risk side. But also, if you continue straight up, I'd probably sell that put and get a call. But what I like to do is kind of wait for the break above and then kind of keep moving my stop up. Just keep moving your stop up, keep moving your stop up. Because if we do continue up, your stop's not bad. But like that. And you can tell on this one, what do we do? Boom, first move down. We're selling our puts. Good 100%, probably. There's 0 days. Look, we could have made more money. And then look, what do we do? We're selling our calls there. 1% printed down, 1% printed up. And then what's it do after that? Really doesn't do much after that. A lot of people like to say the initial move at 4 is opposite than the move at 230, but sometimes that is the only wick up that high at first. This one, right at 2. I mean, the last couple ones, we'll go through it. Last couple ones were like this. Okay, we have this one at on May 4th. We don't need to replay it anymore because we see it. We close here. We're going to take 1% up. And then 1% down. Okay. Right here. Right here. So we're, on this Fomc, we're looking to buy maybe 413, 415 puts and, 420 calls. Let the noise happen. This one, didn't work out what the initial moves up. So like this one didn't really work out like people want to predict. Here we are. Where were we selling our puts? Right there, right on the dot, 1% move. Selling our puts here, riding our calls to the moon. This one was 5-4. So this is what I did on this one. We did 420 calls and 414 puts. We bought 1.55, 1.63. The puts didn't really do that well. I think if I held towards down here, would have been a little better. But you could tell, look at the calls, 1.63, 2.55. These could have went crazy, even better if I would have held. Should have just kept moving my stop up. I think I got stopped out here because I moved my stop to the low of this candle and we touched it. But total was 1 gain for 3. So that's a 25 to 30% win. Not the best one on this one. If I would hold those calls, I might possibly this go around average down. The first one that hits kind of average down the other one. May or may not do that this time. Okay, so we have that one, and then we have this one. Of course, we're looking for a 1% move up, 1% move down. This one was a big mover. Okay, we do. This one was March. March, we did 433 calls for 1.02, 428 puts. So I got a little better in the money puts because they're cheap. 428 puts were 0.88 for some reason. I don't think that was a 428 put. I think I actually messed that one up. But puts was 0.88. Yeah, I think it was probably 423. 0.88 went to 2.5. When we get down here, look, we're selling our puts. Our calls went 1.02 to 3.11. And look at that ride up. We actually hit it at close. How far you get to calls and puts? You want to, what's up, Quinn? You want to get like, it all depends on your cost. If you want to spend a little bit more, I'd get closer to money. But I just like trying to go around here, 432, 423. But what I really want is them to kind of equal. So sometimes I go low. I think calls sometimes are more than puts, or puts are more than calls. But I think as long as you get close, especially this one kind of. What did I do? 3.1, 433. I mean, this one barely got in the money at close. And this was probably basically zero. So, the closer you are, if you're in the money, your theta really doesn't hurt like crazy. I do 0 days. If you want to minimize your risk, go Friday, but 0 days are my thing. I mean, I wonder what. Maybe this time I'll record what couple days out go. But the main thing is like you're just taking profits quick, so there's really no point to pay that extra premium. That's why I like weeklies, because weeklies I'm not really holding long. So there's really no point of going a couple of weeks out. Yeah, it does protect your downside, but that's the last three. 1% to move to the upside, 1% move to the downside. The last three I just showed you guys all did that. So this one was, we made a 3.71 gain per spread. That costed 2. So we risked $200 and we made 300. So that's a very, very good one here, just because we had a violent move down and a pretty good strong move up. That's the safest way. I mean, we could go back to, let's see, January 25th. Why does it say on Monday? I mean, that's obviously it. There's, this one didn't really pan out, but, did we hit that 1%? Almost did. No, you're buying a call and buying a put. You're buying both. You're playing both ways, basically. You're playing both ways because, our move is expected to be 1% based on previous FOMCs. We do usually go, this is the one that we actually didn't push up 1%, but this was before rate hikes, back in January. Now we have the rate hikes, so the move should be more. This was the only one we would have lost on our calls. But, I mean, look at those puts. We made a move. Our puts, I mean, you look at a 2.7% move on SPY 0 days. Like, that's printing for holding it for an hour and a half. Let's see SPY. Let's see SPY's delta right now. Delta for puts close to the money are .19. So a $190 move, I guess. I don't really know how that works. But, that's just, we did lose on our calls here, but we actually made it up for our puts. But look at that beautiful 1%. We came down. We actually tested it and then continued down. So yeah, just play both ways, because a lot of people like to say, oh, wait, the 2 o'clock one is just noise. Wait for that 2:30 move, and that's going to be your bulk move. But this is personally the way I like to play it. Just play 1% each way. When one hits, sell it. I may average down the other one, maybe as a lotto. So say this hits here, we're going to sell our call, and I may average down my put. May average down our put, and then look at, if you would have averaged down your put here, it would have printed. And this time I need to make sure I record the options chain too. I'm going to do that too on it. But that's my plan for FOMC, guys. 1% each direction. Let's get some likes for some smart. It's trading smart. I like to trade smart. If you grab a put here, with Powell, The initial reaction's up, so you think the move's down. Yeah, you could grab a put and make money here, but look, we grabbed the put here. We already made money on our call. We're just riding our put. We're up before they are. Like, get out of here. People want to say they make money here. No, we're already in our put, and we already cashed out our call. Right here, so they say the initial reaction's down. When Paul talks, there's our move. This one didn't make any sense because he dropped it and then pushed it. So, we already made money on our puts and people are buying calls here. We're already in calls. Yes, we are down, but we already made money on our puts. We made really good money on our puts. 0 day, almost 1% move on SPY. We're making money. And then look, we just ride our calls. This one right here, rate comes out, goes down, Powell talks, pushes up. We already made money on our puts. Everyone's buying calls down here. We already got calls, we're down, but we already banked on our puts. We banked on puts. And we just ride our calls up. The safest way, if you want to. Why did I do that? Which one was that? Man, I was going to screenshot these. I'll do that after. The safest way, if you want to go kind of blind, go into it and do what other people are doing, go ahead. I mean, you gotta remember, guys, it's just giving you guys ideas. Oh, that was a good short right here. Was that 4 hour? I love these right here. This is what I love. Huge upper wick, doji, push, sell off. What do? We come back up, touch it, and we sell off again. I love these. These are starting to be my bread and butter. Tried to do it a couple times yesterday. Really, I mean, it wasn't bad. Let's go see what the two. Trying to give you guys ideas beforehand of things so you could hop in them. If I don't, what did I do yesterday? So we're on 15-minute. I was watching a possible pullback to 39.26. So we had our nice reversal push up. We based, and then we had another strong push up. I was looking for a pullback 39.26 right here. Didn't really, I mean, we had a nice little bounce there. Didn't really come down. I didn't really like it. Overall sentiment was down. So really didn't, that's probably why I didn't play it. I think I was in shorts anyways. So that one could have taken a nice, could have been not bad. Didn't really hit like I wanted to. I said no pullback, watching 39.39. So we're kind of watching here for a possible short, which we, dropped, based right here, basically 3 candles in a row, same price. Then sellers came in, pushed the price down. So did we make it back up there? No. See, we actually never made it back up there. So that was the two. It's actually 30-minute. Actually, let me 30-minute. It was the same. Yeah, we just never made it back up. Was looking for. We had three candles right here. Really wanted this to push up that 39.39. It just didn't. But also looking at it, where was our, if you break it down, where is our actual base? Come down here, kind of base. Technically, should have went like that. Technically, we did hit it 39.38. What was the high? 39.37.75. So push down there. So, something better I got to get into is, breaking down the supplies. Go lower time frame, see where we're actually basing. So that drop, we based, and then we dropped again. So actually, this is a drop-based drop, and that's where actually we rejected from. So that was actually a short. So, like always, everyone, you always have something to improve, and charting, I could always improve. I think everyone could improve their charting, always. But let's see, we had retail advanced inventories were up 2%. Durable goods plus 1.9%, expected minus 0.4. U.S. wholesale inventory is month over month 1.9 versus 1.8 previous. Oh, and Brad, I don't know if you saw this. Like, my fib thing I do. So, Netflix. This is what I'm waiting for. Netflix. I like for Netflix to kind of creep up to my 0.5 fib right here. What do I have? 0.5 fib right here, 261, which is the fib from the sell-off. But if you look at Walmart, look at the Walmart. It's fib from the sell-off here. It came back up, touched that 0.5, and technically, yeah, with earnings, it did sell off again. So I'm watching the sell-off again. I always do it backwards. So let's see what happens when it gets to 126. If you guys are watching, definitely subscribe. Please subscribe to the stream. I do this every day. Wake up at 7 o'clock, start streaming at 8, chart away. I like doing this. Usually we do our little key watches, but really no point of doing it today. My key watch is that NVIDIA and Amazon. That's my key watches today. And then, most of my capital is going to go into Fomc. And yeah, definitely subscribe. I was like 85 people. 85% of people here aren't subscribed that watch my videos. But for people, I'm trying to think. I feel like everyone thinks they know FOMC. Like they are, oh, it's worked out past 8 times. Sometimes you gotta do the opposite of what people are thinking. And this movie called Lucky Number 11, really good movie, has Bruce Willis and Josh Hartnett, Morgan Freeman, Lucy Liu, Ben Kingsley, Stanley Tucci. Pretty good movie. If you guys haven't seen this, yeah, Brad, I do this for you, Brad. I am trying to get a new mic because my mic is horrible. But if you guys haven't seen this movie, it's pretty good. They do something called the Kansas City. He calls it the Kansas City Shuffle. And basically, when everyone's looking left, boom, from the right. And that's why I always like to say that when, everyone's predicting, oh, Google's going to drop because Snapchat had bad earnings. And, think of the opposite of people. When people want to get bullish or not bullish, kind of look at where the sells are, where to sell. Try to think opposite. And that's why I always bring this up, the Kansas City Shuffle. Definitely watch this. Pretty cool. Well, let's see if I can pop it up. I don't think you can hear it, though. But yeah, see, look this way, then you look right. Oh wait, he's not there. Snap. Always look opposite of where people, kind of tell you to look. And that's why I like to show that. Um, always think opposite. I think Moderna, everyone was saying puts on Moderna. I'm like, well, why is everyone grabbing puts? Might grab a call. Like my QQQ call. It's like everyone wants a short tech. I was like, maybe I'll long QQQ. Like, kind of think opposite. Thanks, Mark. Definitely think the opposite. If everyone wants to, everyone's getting bullish here. I'm starting to look at where the sell points are. Where are we going to start selling? Because the main, like, if you look at SPY, like, just simple, look at SPY volume on the daily. Okay, this is one thing I kind of like to show. Where are high volume days? High volume day here. This is a good one to show right here. I like to call it stopping volume. This is where they're all going long here. They're higher volume on a red down day. So people are saying, oh, why do we push up on low volume? Because they already bought on the down day. This is where they're going long. Dark pool, whales. They're going long here. Tell, look, volume up. Why aren't they going long? A lot of volume in this candle. Pushed up on low volume. Yeah, because they already bought here. There's no point of buying here. It's just going to go up on momentum. Retailers like to get in here. They're already in here. This so sell off. What happens? Volume. Another sell off. Red candle. Volume. Look at this one. Big red candle. It just seems to make sense. We kind of push up on, they buy in on these big red candles. Low volume, they let it sell off. They buy in. Obviously, they buy in here. Look at this huge volume. You and me can't make volume like this. They do. So that's when, I'm looking at that, and then just watching it. Look at, the high volume, something called pivot points or pocket pivots. The high volume, you kind of want to watch that candle, and when we get above that candle, there's the pop. But also, this one was the one, lately dark pool's kind of been sitting out. They haven't been really going in heavy. But there's our down. They probably got in. These are some weird green candles, though. Opening up lower, pushing up. That was a weird time where we're open up lower, pushing up, open up lower, pushing up right here, too. But you can tell, look at higher volume on this one on a doji. That's a reversal. No, that's why you always. What's up, Julian? I'm about to get off, too. You just popping up now. But I'm going to send screenshots. I used to have a file from FOMC. I'm going to start adding to it. Just need some boredom time. But we are slowly melting up. We could possibly get a little nice. There's that 830 data. 830 data down usually means we push. So initial reaction down, push. Wish I had my futures out, but I don't. But that's going to go ahead and end it for me. You know, for people just joining 1%, I play 1% in each direction on SPY. On the bond market, I have no clue about bonds. Yeah, I don't play bonds. Bonds don't really make sense. Very interesting. Ethereum starting to push a little bit. VIX with that news really didn't do anything. A little bit down. Well, the main thing with bonds is when you see, you know, if rates do hike, you should see money going into bonds. You know, before COVID, you could tell where did they start hiking rates? When did the rate decision happen? But bonds is just a safe way to invest. You know, before COVID, right here, kind of nice safe way to invest. Surprised it didn't go down, but a lot of money started getting pulled out of bonds. But if I would do TA on this, you definitely need to break that. That pivot 103, 104. Gap here. But it's just like TLT. I mean, I have TLT up here. I don't, they used to work when bonds are up, the market was down, but it really doesn't work. But this seems like a good flag. But I don't really have that much information on that one, buddy. Sorry. I don't not quite understand bonds. People talk about the dollar index. I don't really. Understand DXY. I think a strong dollar is bad for the market. You can tell they started printing money. And basically, the dollar's just going up, probably because of the rates. But appreciate you guys. Good turnout today. I'll post my play in my channels. what I'm personally going to take, and an exit. Appreciate you guys. Good luck today. If you have just a little small port, I'd wait for, just sit back and wait for FOMC. That's going to be your moneymaker. That's where the market's going to move. So might as well make your money there. Be smart, and good luck today, guys.